Oh, you have to give up your mic. You have to, the mic. So for the last speakers of tonight, well, maybe you can introduce yourselves while.
Yeah. Can I take the mic?
Yeah, you can take the
need
mic.
two mics. Is that okay? Hi everybody. I'm Dimitri Heikamp. I'm actually editor-in-chief of the Kids and Teens cluster. So I'm not writing code. I write a few lines, but that's about it. So I took Lucas with me, Lucas Hundedos, who is the lead developer in Unity for us. So we'd like to give you a brief update about Unity. I believe we are one of the, I think the only cluster maybe who uses Unity on a frequent basis, I think at this moment. And we'd like to give you an update. So I will give a little bit some intel about the story behind Unity and how we chose it. So if you think that's dull, please take a beer and go to the restrooms, no problem at all. And Lucas will give you a short demo. So that's about it. I have a clicker, if I'm correct.
Yep.
So. Yes, I will tell this later on. But Michiel, good question. The project is Duck World, and Duck World is actually a game within the Donald Duck universe. For the Finnish people over here, it's Akuanka. So we are using, and well, I looked it up, and Unity stands for the state of being one, and I think this is pretty like a metaphor for us for using Unity. Of course, I'll click it through. Well, first, a small story, because I took this picture in Burbank in Los Angeles in the United States when we visited Disney. In June 2014 of this year, already had hired like 3-4 developers and also game producers and 3D art specialists. We didn't have the approval of Disney to start this project. So that was pretty exciting and pretty risky, but we really believed in it. And after a few sessions and a few meetings, we got the approval from Disney. So that was really cool. So I SMS'd the guys in the office that they could stay. So that was really cool. And from there on, we began our adventure. And we were ready for liftoff. Why I use this picture is because NASA is also using Unity for interactive modules. I think it's a pretty cool picture. But we took liftoff, and from that point on, we could optimize our roadmap, and also for other duck-related products like duck typing, which is already released in March of this year, which uses Flash. We are also discovering now, or exploring now, how to use Unity also for this other product, like duck typing. Why Unity in a few sentences? Well, it's powerful 2D and 3D engine. Perfect for cross-platform deployment for mobile. Development languages, at least we think so, like C# and JavaScript. And it's also really compatible with formats like Maya, which is a 3D software, and we use Maya at our team as well. And Maya was also developed through and through by Disney itself. So of course we're dealing with Disney for these products, and Disney is our big friend in this. So it's pretty cool that Disney is also involved with Maya and also with Unity, because they're using Unity as well all the time. So those were some reasons for us to choose for Unity, and Disney said, well, okay, let's go and let's continue. There are a few more reasons why to use Unity, because the market share of Unity is like 45% in game engines, so that's pretty big. But also it dominates the tools market, as you can see, for 47%. And Unreal, which is also very cool and very nice game engine, is used for 13%. But also the top grossing 3D mobile games, they are, for instance, in China, 75% is being used with Unity. So that's also, I'm not sponsored by Unity, by the way, so that you know. But it's the truth. And registered developers from 2010 to 2014. Now already we have more than 3 million registered Unity developers. So for us that's really good choice, I think, to use Unity for our products which involve interactive entertainment. And that was the beginning of our game. So our guys upstairs, they started drawing Duck World or Duckburg as we, was the best way. And that was a very exciting thing because maybe you don't know, maybe, I don't know if somebody of you reads Donald Duck or have read it. Yes, over there, and more. Great, thank you. It was very exciting to reinvent Duckburg because it was invented in 2D in a comic in the 50s. And for the first time, really in the world, we are reinventing Duckburg in a 3D environment. So that was pretty exciting for us. So we were having pretty nice discussions about the belt of Uncle Scrooge or the hat of Donald Duck or how the money bin should look like. But really exciting. But this is what it became until now, because we are developing through and through now this world. So this is a picture, and Lucas will show you later on a few
real thing.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, the metaphor I used for Unity, the state of being one, is also referred to this thing. We are trying to build one world where the experience for the end user is the same. If they are playing on tablet or on mobile or on a desktop or maybe on one of the consoles, we are really trying to push it hard to create one world and to get you engaged in this adventure. But also, this is somewhat of our organization, really in a nutshell. Of course, we have the IT backend team, some guys over here, like Michiel, who helped us, but also Peter, I don't know if, is Peter here? Peter, yes, Peter Greenway, we call him. So, but what's really nice is that the state of being one also refers to try to build one team and to learn from each other. So Peter has moved from the IT backend team to the games development team, and so we'd like to try to hook up those guys more and more. But also, last but not least, I think on a bigger perspective, we're also doing quite some experiments with the Oculus Rift, but also a version of the Google Cardboard to see how the user experience could be on a 3D environment. But of course, Unity, you can really deploy it on any possible device. So our goal is also to learn a lot of this and to maybe apply it for other clusters, maybe within Cinema, not only for Duckworld, but maybe also for other clusters. So we really are happy that we were invited by Jelmer, and like to know you all and hope to share our knowledge with you. Lucas, standing over here, that's Lucas. His game studio, he's working now for us, but his game studio is called Rejected Games, because lots of games were rejected. He's now standing over here working for us. No, that's a joke. I would like to give the word to Lucas, who would give you a demo about how Unity works and what we are doing.
Yeah. So I'm going to show Unity. Most of all, I'm going to show what it takes to create a game, because for many people it's just sort of black magic. And most people, when they hear of Unity, they think it's like so you have like Unity, it's a big game engine, and with a game engine you can make games. That's that's true, but it takes a lot of different expertise from a lot of different people to actually create a game. So whenever I create a new project and I get into Unity, the first thing I see is nothing, because it's not sharing. Just a minute. I have to clone this. Okay, there we are. So let me fix the interface. Okay. So this is Unity. Whenever we start a new project, the first thing you get to see is a nice big blue screen. This is actually the very basic scene setup you get in Unity, which is pretty much nothing. So whenever we start, we have artists on our team. So we have different special expertise of artists. So we have 3D artists and environment artists and lighting artists and all sort of stuff. So here we see a duck, and if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it probably is a duck. So this is Donald. As you can see, it's gray and a bit dark on this monitor, but let me show the wireframe. So I'm going to zoom in. So an artist usually starts out with just a sphere, just a sphere, and then he pulls out the edges, and finally he ends up with well, something he was imagining. So this might not look really that interesting, because what it really needs is texture. So we get some color on it. So let me put on a texture on it. So whenever an artist needs to texture a 3D model, he basically needs to, when you go hunting and you want to kill a bear, you kill a bear, and then you want to get his skin. Basically what you do is like, you have the bear standing like, well, laying down and that like this. And then you carve him open from the back, and then you flip it out. And basically that is what texturing is for Donald. So let me just...
For our Finnish colleagues.
Yeah.
We like to shoot bears.
So we have the texture of Donald is probably looking really weird for you guys. Just to give a little bit of background information about how it was done, I used the phrase of bear. Just let's wait for Photoshop. I didn't really want to open Photoshop, but okay. So basically every part of Donald has been apart. So when you see his jaw right here, it's sliced in half. And there's also his butt, I believe, and his head, and that sort of stuff. Another thing is that he's standing also in T-pose, and that is because of our animators. Our animators, usually when they get a model like this, they need to rig it. And rigging is the process of putting bones inside of the 3D character. Then they can animate the bones, and then the skin of the character will follow the movement of the bones. So when you put that together, then you can animate and you can create an idle cycle or a walk cycle or that sort of stuff. I will show you later on. Also, whenever you start a project, you have a 3D scene, and with 3D you need lights and a camera and a bit of action. Well, the action is our model, so this is our camera. As you can see in the, this is very small, well, can make big. This is our camera. We can move the camera around and also rotate it or whatever we want. We also have a light, and with the light you can change how the character is affected by the light. So maybe it's a bit more dark or more in the evening, and then you can change the colors of it to affect the whole scene. So at this point, when I run the game, it will actually do nothing when I hit the arrows. What we really want is move the character. So I have a new scene for that, which has a little bit of interaction. So here we have Donald again. I've rotated the camera to look at it from the side. So whenever I hit the right arrow, Donald will move. On my screen it's a lot smoother, but I think my GPU isn't really up to the task for a dual screen. So whenever I put the right arrow down, Donald will move to the right, and whenever I hit the left arrow, it will move to the left. But it looks a bit weird, because what we really are expecting is that whenever you hit the left arrow, it will turn around and move left. So let me just correct that with my nice script for the presentation. So whenever we hit the right key, it will move to the right, and with the left to the left. Well, that's really basic, but I just want to show that there is a lot more than just, hey, I think I'm gonna move to the left. I've added a little animation to Donald. So there's now an idle animation. Whenever I move again, it will walk. Again, the frame rate is really terrible. That's a bit of shame, because it is really nice on my computer here, right here. But take for me, this is what we need. Next up, we're now moving in just the blue space, which is pretty boring. So what we then do is add a little environment. So there comes the environment artist in. So the environment in this case, I can show the scene from behind. So we have like a background of the floor plane. We have a crane hidden up here, and we have two boats. We also can see that the crane actually gives off some shadows. So whenever I run this, oh, let's not go full screen. When I run this, and I can still move around with Donald. But also whenever we move the crane position, we also see that the shadows, which are calculated real time, will also move. And also the shadows will also drop over Donald. So whenever the crane will get animated, the shadows will move it and make the scene a little bit more alive. Now for the final scene, I've put a lot of stuff in it. So I actually have some music and sound effects, and let's see what else we have. You also have dynamic clouds. So there are clouds being spawned and they move to the side. There are also some seagulls. And Donald can still move around a bit low on frame rate. And also I've added these crates in a little bush on the right. And also I've added some physics to the boxes, which is always nice for demo. With this I conclude this small demo. Now I will see if I can get the big project on the screen. But I think I'm first gonna disable my screen so we have a little bit more frame rate. Nope. Maybe not. Okay, let's try again. Yeah, there we are. I'm kind of hoping I have some GPU acceleration now. Yeah, so I have like the hybrid version. So I need actually my power supply to get the NVIDIA card. Thank you. Okay. So, is that a hub? Does that say hub? Yeah? Okay, thank you. So here we have Duckburg. As you can see, it is enormous. Let me put on the version with the wireframe. So this is made by one of our artists. He has been working on it for 6 months full time. So he's kind of a nut job, but it looks really, really nice. So imagine building this at this scale. It's enormous, but it's pretty cool to see it there. So we have the money bin.
And the warehouse up there was called the Be Cool. It's like the international version of the Bijenkorf.
Yeah, so we have like different spots in the city where the game has a storyline. So we have the money bin, we have the shopping street down here. So this is the shopping street, and the yellow building is actually the Be Cool. So let me turn on textures. Oh, make it look pretty again. So we also have Cornelis Prul, which is kind of a big thing for Donald Duck. And a lot of other locations. But yeah, as you can see, it is really, really massive. And next to this, we have like 16 games, I believe, hidden in this hub. So yeah, it's a big project, but it's really cool to do. So yeah, this is my part of the presentation.
Oh, I conclude my presentation as well. Questions? You need a mic.
Unity is more than only creating the game, it's also working together.
Well, that's actually a bit of a more difficult part,
Yes.
because you can't work in the same scene at the same time, because scenes are binary. So a lot of here are web developers, I assume, but with binary files we can't merge. So we really have to shout from, I'm working on the hub, are you working on it? No? Okay, don't touch it, because then we would have some problems. There are some shortcuts, like working with prefabs. That's the blue things in our hierarchy here. Then you can just work within the prefab and only submit the prefab, not the whole scene. Yeah, so it is possible, but it's more, yeah, just difficult. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah.
So when can we play it?
Actually, you can play it right now if you're in the closed beta.
Yeah. And if you like a closed beta key, I think we can arrange something, maybe. No, it's possible. It's possible. We will arrange something, maybe with Yelmer or something. No problem.
Any other questions? Yeah. Oh, hello. Well. Sure. Let me just disable the audio. Can you move a little bit from the side? Yeah. Thank you. Here we also have for presentations a fly-through mode. We have to wait for 30 seconds, I believe.
Yeah. There were some other questions, maybe?
Yeah, why is it called Zucker and not Stad?
Because it's international. So we also want to conquer the US and Finland. And
the product is called Duck World, so the commercial product. Yeah.
How is it licensed with the business? How does that work?
Do you have like an hour or two or?
Do my
No, it's
video screen.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Hi guys. No, that's quite a complex business, to be honest. So actually, we are, like you heard of my story, we are taking some risk in developing content before we actually have approval. But that's the way how it works at this moment. If we create a new story in print or online, we actually taking some risk. But Disney all the time is really happy about what we are doing for them and the success we have with the product. So most of the time it's gonna work out fine, but of course before starting to build a 3D world, we really needed the approval, and so that was great. And then you have all the stuff about royalties and the double-digit numbers and that kind of stuff. So it's quite complex. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Are all the mini games like part of the same Unity project?
Well, we have different scenes. So we have a scene for the hub, and every other mini game is a new scene. And actually, none of the mini games at this point take place inside the hub. The hub is like our access point to the minigames. So every game we also have to build like, well, not this scale, but also a smaller part to make the game a little bit interesting. Yeah.
There was a question.
Yeah, so has anything been procedurally generated here? Or
In this part it isn't. In some other games we have, those are procedurally generated. But also not totally, because you don't want random. I mean, random is really random, and you want to have some control over difficulty and stuff. So what we usually do is we create a prefab of an interesting piece of gameplay, and then we create not one but just 10 pieces, and then we just shuffle around. We take 3 of the 10 pieces and take that as our level or game. Yes?
and how big is it exactly in terms of square kilometers?
I haven't counted it, but this is quite big.
Sorry to burst the bubble, but it's not real.
That's a good question. And maybe the world grows bigger than this, because we have called it Duck World. And this is actually only the city. So in the old stories of Donald Duck, they go to the moon and to other parts, small villages. So we keep that option open.
And what is the system requirement? No?
Actually, we have a prototype running on an iPad 2, so that's our lower end device. And we also have it on a PC, but
Yeah.
PC, you can do the math yourself.
And hopefully next time we can demo the 3D glasses, maybe with Oculus Rift, by flying over the city or doing some other cool stuff. So who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thanks guys, a wonderful presentation. It was our last presentation for today. So there's still some beer left, and we still have like half an hour we can stay here. So if you want to hang around, yeah, don't make any mess, throw away your cans yourself, but you can stay for another half an hour. So next time is 16th of February, it's in Helsinki. So please join us if you have a valid reason. And otherwise watch the stream. Next one here is in March and April, sorry. And we still need some speakers, so if you have something interesting, a balloon popper or some other way to annoy your colleagues, then please come forward and talk to us. Last person to thank, Jelmer again for doing the video switching. And most of the organizing, and again Ernst and Anton for the food. Done. Until next time.